God's doing this? You see how He's keeping a cycle of blessing and prosperity over and over and over? Numbers 20:26, on the day of the Feast of Weeks, Pentecost, hold a sacred assembly. That's what we're doing today. So this is a sacred assembly that we are to give back to the Lord. So joining together in Pentecost today is a sacred assembly. Numbers 29:1, 7, 12, the first day of the 7th month, Feast of Trumpets, hold a sacred assembly. Remember, that's the season that, this is when Jesus is coming back from the church. Did you guys know that? The 3 feasts is the coming of God. Passover is when we know the King is coming. Pentecost is when you're actually having the great revival. And then you have the harvest. And what the Bible is talking about, God is going to do what? Harvest us. The angels harvest. It's harvest time. This is when Jesus is coming back for the church in September, October. This is why you're supposed to be getting all excited and prepared right now. We don't know if He's coming this September, October. We don't know if He's coming in harvest time. We don't know the day nor the hour, but I guarantee you know the season and the month. You can't, doesn't say that. And every time the Bible talks about seasons and months and when He's coming, He always says the angels are going to harvest us. Harvest. When is harvest? September, October. It's harvest time. So really what He's saying is be ready, be prepared. How do you know I'm not coming? Are you being busy about my business in summer? Are you cultivating people's lives? Are you leading people to salvation? Because I'm coming. You're going to stand before me and give an account for what you did or didn't. Not sins, people. We're not held accountable for sins. You're going to be held accountable for what we did. How we exemplified Jesus. How we're an example like He was. That's what He's going to ask us. How did you do what I was doing? What was He doing? And then you have the 10th day, the 7th day is the Day of Atonement. That's Jesus' birthday. It's not December 25th. That is the sun god's birthday. Again, Constantine has us celebrating Christmas on the sun god's birthday. We're missing it. Poor Jesus. Jesus has a birthday on the Day of Atonement. It's the 10th day of the 7th month. It's September 10th. That's the Day of Atonement. That's Jesus' birthday. That's when we should be celebrating His birthday. Again, Constantine, Satan inspired, has taken us off the timing of God, and we're not celebrating it at the right time. On the 15th day of the 7th month, that's Tabernacle. Tabernacle means to dwell amongst. So God comes. If we do all these 2 things, if we're lining up with the Feast of Trumpets, a trumpet is a trumpet call. Trumpets do 2 things. Announces the King of Kings is coming. What is that angel going to do? Blow the trumpet when God's coming back for the church. That's also a wake-up call. Okay? When we come before the Lord on each of these appointed times and days, the Lord will open the heavens and meet with us. When the heavens open up, what will happen? It says in Isaiah 24:18, when the floodgates of the heavens are opened, the foundations of the earth shake. We see into the supernatural. Ezekiel 1:1, the heavens were opened, and I saw the visions of God. Acts 10:11, he saw heaven open and something like a large sheet being let down. That's where Peter saw a vision. The heavens have to open. So you see what I'm saying? If the heavens are not open, people, you will not see miracles, wonders, and signs. You will not see visions. You have to know how to open the heavens for this to happen. God's presence will show up. Matthew 3:16, as soon as Jesus was baptized, He went up out of the water. After that moment, heaven was opened, and the Spirit of God descending like a dove and lighting on Him. Supernatural healings will come. Mark 7:34, Jesus looked up to heaven with a deep sigh, said to him, Ephphatha, which means be opened. So He's actually looking up at the heavens, saying it to be opened, and at the same time, the guy's eyes are open. Again, you want to move in miracles, wonders, and signs? Have we been moving in these? Not very much, have we? Why? The heavens aren't opening, people. You have to know how to open the heavens to move miracles, wonders, and signs. All we have to do is ask, seek, and knock, and the door will be open. And angels will go up, and God's promises and answers to prayers will come back down. When we ask, seek, and knock, angels will ascend and descend. Some of you have heard me say this. Notice angels never descend and ascend. He says they ascend first and descend second. Why do they ascend? Because they're around us. That's why they're around us. They're guardian angels. And then when we're following the times of God, they take up our prayer and our answer and our memorial before God, and it comes back down with a gift, with a promise, with a blessing. That's what He's doing. John 1:51, Jesus even said, Verily, truly, I say to you, you will see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man. Look with our spiritual eyes. 2 Corinthians 4:18. So fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. So really we're trying to look with our spiritual eyes into the heavens. Looked up and miracles came down. Jesus, taking the loaves and the 2 fish, looked up to heaven, gave thanks, and broke the loaves. And what happens? Multiplication comes. What is he doing? He's looking with the eyes of his heart. That's what he's doing. He's not looking at the clouds. His eyes are looking up, and he's looking past that will open the heavens. He prays, looks up, gives thanks, because you enter his courts with thanksgiving. He gives thanksgiving his courts with praise, isn't what he says? He does an action, and miracle power comes and miracles come. Listen to me, right tonight is empowering. And the Lord spoke this to me. He says the powering will surely come over everybody who's here. But listen to me. If you don't use it, you'll never know you've had it. Okay? Elisha had the empowering. Did he not have the double portion? But he didn't know he had it until he did what? Threw his coat on the Sea of Transition under the Jordan. See, what's going to happen is you're going to be empowered tonight, but you're not going to know you have it unless you use it. And you can't use it on something simple. It's going to be something completely insane that every bit of your flesh cannot come into contact with. You are not going to be able to see it in the flesh. It's going to be impossible. It should not happen. That's when you use the powering. Pretty scary, isn't it? But if you don't do it, you'll never know you're going to be empowered tonight. This is the night and the special time of the anointing of the Lord for empowering. And when you know you're going to have it, you've got to use it. Okay, that's what I feel the Lord saying. The Lord must open our eyes. I pray that the eyes of our heart may be enlightened. It says in Ephesians 1:18, Numbers 22:31. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in a road with his sword drawn. 2 Kings 6:17. And Elisha prayed, open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see. Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots. He seen into the supernatural. Guys, this is what we're going to pray tonight, that the eyes of our heart may be open, that we may see into the supernatural from this point on. Okay? This is where you're getting ready to end here, but I want you to hear this. Because we're going to pray that this is going to happen for everybody. We're going to be empowered. We're going to walk in a supernatural anointing. We're going to pray for our eyes to be open, for our hearts to be open, for the hearts of people we're going to minister to be open. God has to open these things up, or they will not work. It says their eyes were opened and they recognized him, and he disappeared from their sight. Our minds need to be opened, it says. Luke 24:45, and they opened their minds so they could understand the scriptures. Our hearts need to be open to receive. Acts 16:14. The Lord opened your heart to respond to Paul's message. Pray this for unbelievers. If you want unbelievers in your life, pray that their hearts are going to be open. How many people have unsaved people in their family? You need to pray this, that God will open their hearts. All right? He will do it, and it will happen. The only way everything will open to us is through Jesus. Hebrews 10:20. A new and living way opened for us through the curtain, that is his body. What closes our spiritual eyes? In Romans 11:8, God gave him a spirit of stupor, eyes that could not see and ears that could not hear to this day. Now hear this.